They call it the ghost in the machine. It's a phrase people use when technology does something it isn't supposed to, like when a system acts like it has a mind of its own. Over the past year, there have been countless posts online from artists, filmmakers, and everyday people using AI tools. They all describe the same thing: strange figures appearing in their images, no matter what prompts they use. Tall silhouettes in the background, faces in the windows, people who shouldn't be there. Most brush it off as a glitch or corrupted data, but others believe it's something deeper, something the programs are pulling from places that we don't understand. This story comes from a filmmaker named Chris, who thought AI would make his job easier, but instead, it left him with images he can't explain and questions that still keep him up at night. Chris had been experimenting with AI art tools to generate background imagery for a short film. He'd been fascinated by how realistic some of the outputs looked: empty diners, foggy woods, abandoned houses. Instead of spending weekends scouting locations for B-roll, he figured he could just type what he needed and let the program do the heavy lifting. The first image he generated was of an Appalachian hiking trail. The prompt was straightforward: wooded trail at dawn, fog rolling in. The picture came out nearly perfect. The colors were muted, the fog looked eerie but natural. But as Chris zoomed in to inspect the details, he noticed something strange. Between two trees, far back in the fog, stood what looked like an outline of a man. And at first he thought it was just the way the program had placed the shadows. Maybe a coincidence. But the shape was oddly human. Tall with a square shoulders, and the more he looked at it, the less accidental it seemed. He decided to rerun the prompt. Maybe the next render would give him a cleaner image, but when the second picture finished loading, his stomach dropped. The figure was still there. Only now, it was a little closer. Chris stared at the screen for a long time, then closed the program and told himself it was just, nothing. The next day, he tried again. This time he entered a completely different prompt: abandoned gas station at night. The render popped up, and sure enough, near the tree line in the background, the same silhouette was waiting. Now, over the next week, Chris kept testing. Desert highways, empty diners, suburban houses, even city streets. And no matter what he typed, the figure always appeared. Sometimes it was just a faint shape in a window. Other times it was off in the distance, blurred, but still there. He wasn't even using the same account or even the same platform. He tried multiple AI generators, even borrowed a friend's laptop, but the results were the same. The silhouette always followed. The scariest part when Chris decided to screen record his computer while generating an image. He wanted definite proof, as the AI was still sketching the outlines. Before the picture had even finished forming, the silhouette was already there. It was drawn into the background first, almost as if the AI had already knew it belonged. Chris said he didn't touch AI again for weeks, but curiosity got the better of him one night. He went online to see if anyone else experienced the same thing. And what he found unsettled him more than the images themselves. There were dozens of posts buried in forums and subreddits where people sharing eerily similar experiences. AI artists complaining about ghost figures that appear in their images no matter the prompt. Some people describe them as tall, faceless silhouettes. Others say their renders included groups of people standing just out of the frame or entire crowds blurred into the background. No one has a solid explanation. Some blame corrupt training data. Others thought it was leftover watermarks or a bit of real images the AI wasn't supposed to replicate. But the most unnerving theory came from a thread Chris found late one night. It was titled, "The Ghost in the Machine." The post claimed these figures weren't random artifacts at all, that they were showing up because AI models were pulling from datasets that included photos never meant to be public. Things that had got deleted from personal devices or images that were captured but never posted online. Chris said he stopped reading after that. He doesn't know if the figure he was seeing was just a glitch or something buried deeper in the technology. But the fact that so many other people have run into the exact same thing makes him feel like it just wasn't in his head. He said he hasn't touched AI generators since, and he told me the only thing scarier than seeing figures appear in his own image is knowing no one really understands where these images are even coming from.